Well, hello everyone. As always, Dylan over at goldpaydirtreviews.com. And as promised, have another review for you today. As I promised you yesterday, I would have a review up for today, and this is going to be it. This is going to be Lynch Mining's original Paydirt. Now, last September, I did all of Lynch Mining's Paydirt that they had that were the bagged ones like this that came in the coffee bags, except for this one. At the time that my wife had ordered all those for me for Gold Palooza last September is what I called it, they were out of stock of this. And I guess about 2 months ago, my wife got me this bag, and it's just been sitting here, and I've kind of been waiting for an opportunity to do it. And someone actually emailed me the other day or posted it on one of my reviews if I had done this one yet. So I figured, why not pull it out, crack it open and review it, and see what it gets. And I'm kind of excited. They're one bag that they don't have a stated gold amount. Or I think the regular Gizmos doesn't as well. But, you know, this is the original. This is what they started with. So I'm really curious what my results are going to be compared to all the other bags of Lynch Mining I got that were fairly good, I would say. They're on the top of my list right now. So, you know. So a little bit more about this. This is, again, it's Lynch Mining's original. It's $32.50 for the bag. It's supposed to be 1 pound Paydirt. Shipping is $7.25. At least for me it was. I'm assuming it's for most people because it is a small flat rate box that they use. So I'm assuming anywhere in the continental United States it's going to be $7.25. So my total cost is going to be $39.75 on this. So, you know, I'm just going to get right to it and, you know, pop open my much loved bags here. You know, everyone knows I love these bags, and of course I can't even open it, so we'll do it the easy way. I don't want to need tape. In a second, get rid of this tape so it doesn't catch anything. And, you know, right off the bat, it looks like Lynch Mining Paydirt. If you've ever panned Lynch Mining, it does have a distinctive look, you know. Yesterday's video, if you saw it, a review, that stuff was very, very tan. This is more earthy looking. And I'm assuming it'll have little green rocks in there somewhere like all the other ones do. But it looks like typical Lynch Mining. So I'm going to go classify this down and come right back and show you what I get, and we'll continue from there. Alright, so back and finished classifying everything out, and as you can see, almost nothing in the plus 10. I mean, this is just... I guarantee you there's no gold in that. I looked. I'm going to tell you I'm going to pan it out. I'm not going to pan it out. But I'm going to tell you I'm going to pan this out and check to make sure there's some gold in it. Make sure there's no gold in it. But the under 10 over 20, a nice little bit. A little bit more probably. I mean, probably about the same. This is the under 20 over 30. But obviously, the vast majority of this bag is going to be under 30. So, obviously, this isn't a very beginner bag. I know the gold with Lynch Mining tends to be on the larger size on all their other bags. So, I'm going to be really curious to see if that holds true with this, because since you're having so little larger material, if the gold's larger, this is going to be a lot of work for a little results. So, I'm going to be curious to see how that goes. I will say one thing about this bag is there's almost no description on it. Lynch Mining recently upgraded their website, or revamped their website, redesigned it, whatever you want to say. And I guess they might not be finished with it totally, but the description on this is cut off about halfway. And I didn't look at it when my wife purchased it. I don't know if it had the full description, so there's really not a lot saying much about this other than it's guaranteed gold. So I'm just going to go off that and say there's guaranteed gold. I know they don't say it's a gram or anything else like some of the other bags that they do. So what I'm going to do is I guess I'm going to go pan this out. And then I'll come right back and pan out something else. So the next part of my video will probably be very, very short. So, but I want to try and keep them all consistent with the same number of parts and same all that. So I'm going to go and keep with my formula. It makes me happy. So I'm going to be right back, and I'm going to go pan this out. And then I'll come back and tell you my results, which I'm sure will be quite surprising. Well, no surprises. Over 10. Nothing. I didn't even pan it out. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you I panned it. I didn't pan it. There was nothing in there. There was 8 little bitty rocks. So obviously, I knew I was gonna find a nugget in that. Again, as always, and as I said in my video yesterday, you always hope there will. I was hoping one of those 8 would be a nugget, but it's not gonna happen. So I'm going to go pan this out, I guess, now. And come back with the results on that. I will say I did see some nuggets, some gold in this one. Let me see if I can get some of it to show. So, I can get you on the camera on that. So it does look like there's some gold in this one, which is good. I mean, I was assuming there would be gold in this one. I'm assuming there's going to be gold in all of them. Well, except for that one. I was assuming there wasn't going to be gold. So I'm going to go pan this little one out and come back and show you what kind of gold I get out of it. And this will be the under 20. All right. All right. Finished panning out the under 10 over 20. I'm going to show you the results. A nice fair bit. So I guess about 40 pieces. Again, as I usually say, I'm not going to count it. Too old. Eyes too bad for that. I just go by the weight at the end. I can't bother to count. But it's about 40 pieces. Nice looking gold. It was really easy to pan out, so there was no trouble in that. You know, and I was glad to see gold after not seeing gold in the plus 10. And, you know, I'm hoping to see a little bit more in this, which is I'm gonna do next, which is a under 20 over 30. So again, let me show you. Nice little bit of gold. So I guess I'm gonna come right back. I'm gonna try to keep this video a little shorter today, since I did one yesterday and I did one, you know, get another one done today. But as you can see, I mean, it was really easy. The one thing I will note is I didn't see any of the green rocks. I guess it's Paydirt that usually is in the lynch mining, and I didn't see any. And I really don't see any in this one either. But you know, I don't know if it's from a different area than what they do. And again, that probably would have helped with their description some. So, but anyway, I'll be right back. I'm going to go pan out this other one and see what we get. Alright, back. Finished panning out the under 20 over 30. And again, as you can see, probably 30 to 40 pieces. Again, it was fairly easy to pan, except for the fact that this stuff really wanted to float on me. At the end of this part where I'm switching over to the next chapter, or the next part, I'm going to flash a picture up for a few seconds and show you I took a picture. Right when I dipped this into the water, the gold started floating. And usually, typically, it's the under 30 that tends to float. It's usually the really fine flour gold. But I mean, I have seen some, but this stuff really wanted to float. Even with my go-getter juice, it tended to want to stay on top of the water. So it did become a little difficult until I got enough where I was essentially just washing it in soap. So I guess next what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the under 30. But one thing I did forget in the last part was to show you how magnetic this stuff is. And this stuff is highly magnetized. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, this stuff, you could, you know, this would be really easy to go through with a magnet. I mean, as you can see, probably a good chunk of this is magnetized. I mean, that's how much, I mean, that's a lot. I mean, for cleanup, if you use a magnet, this will definitely make it easy to clean up. So, again, this is what I got at under 20, over 30. A nice little bit. It does float, so make sure. I don't know if it's typical for this. I know lynch mining typically has the larger size gold and not too much of the under, so I'm going to be really curious to see what I get out of this under 30. But you definitely want to get some go-getter juice or have some rinse aid of some type. You know, any dishwashing rinse aid will work. Everyone has their different preferences. I'm not going to mention any names. I use go-getter juice just because you can get it in really big bottles. I have used the other ones before, and they all work. It's just really preference. You know, I know a lot of old timers will swear by one and not the other, but it's really all about preference. So I'm going to knock this out because I'm really curious to see what I get out of it. So I'll be right back. All right, back. Finished panning out the under 30, and I don't know if you can see that, but there's nothing there. So, pretty disappointed in that. There was a lot of under 30 material, not one piece of gold. I mean, I didn't find anything, and I went through it and through it and through it because I kept telling myself there's got to be something here. You know, I mean, I don't know what the ROI is going to be with the other Paydirt, with the other gold that I found in the under 10 over 20 and the under 20 over 30 stuff. So maybe it'll have a great ROI, but I don't know. With nothing in the over 10 and nothing in the under 30, there really wasn't that much Paydirt to go through. I mean, it was probably, you know, 6 ounces of Paydirt that actually had gold in it, and all the rest was, you know, not fun. So, well, since I didn't really find anything, I don't have too much to talk about with the under 30. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go clean up, get all the gold in the pans, and then I'll be right back with my final thoughts on this. All right. All right. Dealing with gold Paydirt reviews. And this is going to be my final thoughts on Lynch Mining's original Paydirt. Cost $32.50 plus $7.25 shipping. So $39.75 was the grand total on it. It's supposed to be a 1 pound bag of Paydirt. It was over 1 pound. I believe it was 1 pound, 1 ounce, something like that. So it was over a pound. So let me go through my review. For the ROI, again, you got to go to the website. I'm not really too sure how great this is going to be. I definitely don't think this is going to be as good as most of the reviews I've had on lynch mining. But we'll see. You know, as always, gold is deceptive. So now for the fun factor, I hate to say it, but this is kind of low. It's either going to be a 6, which on my list is not good, but not bad, meh, or an 8, which is left wanting more. So it's going to be somewhere around there. I mean, it's going to be about a 6 to 8 because, you know, like I said, in the over 10, there was nothing, but there really wasn't anything. You know, I had like 8 little bitty pebbles, so there wasn't anything to really go through. But since the vast majority of this was under 30 and not finding anything in there, you know, I don't know. Wasn't very much fun. So I'm going to probably tentatively give it a 7. It might go up 1 point, it might go up 1 point. I have to really think about it some. So the value on it, I don't know until I get the ROI. Now, for my overall experience, again, I'm going to say a 6 to an 8, somewhere around there. My 6 listing is pretty good, but could have been way better. And my 8 is almost perfect. And it's definitely not going to be an 8. So it's either going to be a 6 or a 7. You know, I know I say almost perfect for an 8, but that's, you know, just in my head. So it's going to definitely be in the 6 to 8 range again for that. Paydirt description, like I said, I mean, they just redid their website. So, I mean, I know Lynch Mining doesn't have an extensive description on their website, but, you know, I've emailed them a lot about different things over the time, you know, from just Google searches. I found that they had sold 5-gallon buckets before, and they had taken them off before I did my original reviews, and they put them back on. They changed out some of their 5 gallons. They used to do the Gizmos 5-gallon, and now I believe they're doing the Reserve. It might be the Black Label. I'm pretty sure it's the Black Label they're doing in 5 gallons. And I also saw they're doing 2,000-pound bags now, which that's a lot of Paydirt to go through. So anyway, they've never really been super detailed on their description, but their customer service, for me anyway, and my wife, has always been excellent. I know it's when they got a little busy for a while, and I mean, they're still really busy, and they were having some problems with their customer service, but they were essentially running off of one email. So when they got a payment in or anything in or a shipping notice or anything, it all went to the exact same email. So I know they've separated it some now. So now if you contact customer service, you're not getting the same email that they get, you know, that you paid with. So it's easier for them to go to see when somebody's sending them a question. So again, for the Paydirt description, I'm probably going to give them an 8. I'm going to give them a benefit of the doubt because the new website I said in the beginning isn't finished yet. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and give them an 8. I will email them again to ask them because actually when I got this Paydirt in, it was on an old website, and when my wife had questioned about this Paydirt, it was on the old website. So I'll have to wait and see, and I will email and ask them when they plan on updating the website before. Hopefully I'll get an answer before I post this up. But I can always change it, you know. I don't mind changing numbers. If a Paydirt company goes bad, I'll change their numbers. So, on the numbers I can't change. I won't change Roy or anything like that. That's a definitive thing. But, okay, so, for the Paydirt quality, I'm going to probably give it an 8. You know, same as the Paydirt description. I'll give them an 8 for that. For the Paydirt quantity, it's definitely a 10. I mean, it was over the pound. You know, I know some sellers will put exactly a pound with the bag in there. This one was over a pound, and I don't care either way. As long as I get a pound. As long as when I put this bag on a scale, it's a pound, and it was over a pound. It was a pound 0.1. So that's it. Paydirt packaging, it's an 8. It's a coffee bag. It's an 8. So they either need to put it inside of a Ziploc bag to bump it up or go with a different bag. Everyone's going to get an 8. Almost everyone's switching to the Mylar, so no biggie there. I don't consider 8 a bad number. It's just not perfect. I mean, you can put double bag it or something, you know. So, customer service. For me, my wife, and actually my father-in-law's emailed them, and most of the customers I've talked to, it's always been a 10. I mean, I have heard some where they've had some problems before, but for me and everyone I know that I have, you know, because I have a friend of mine email them and say, I'm going to ask them this question, it's always been a 10. So customer service for them is a 10. Now, shipping, this is going to be a low. This is going to be a 6. Sadly, Lynch Mining, you know, when I did my original reviews, wasn't too long. You know, they were open in 2015 or something. So when I did my original reviews, maybe they weren't hopping as much. So customer service, you know, shipping was pretty quick. You know, originally when I ordered my first stuff, I think it was the next day it shipped out, and I had it 2 days later. Now though, it's typically, when I ordered this, it was, I want to say, a 5-day delay before it was shipped. And I know on their website they say 1 to 7 day delay. And that to me is just, you know, that's too much. I mean, it's such a huge variance. If they said 3 to 5 days, at least you know. Okay, it's going to either be, you know, then if you add on most places in this country, in the United States, in the continental United States, priority mail is 3 days. It's usually either 2 or 3. So the longest it'll usually be is 3 days. So if they said 3 to 5 days, then you could max out, okay, 8 days from now I'm going to have my Paydirt. But right now what they're having is it's essentially 3 days all the way up to 10 days. I mean, that's a giant window. And you know, some people don't want stuff sitting in their mailbox. I mean, I'm one of those people. I like to get my Paydirt. I want to know someone's not digging through my box. But anyway, so they will get a low rank on shipping. It's going to be either a 6 to an 8 again. And it'll this one probably will lean a lot more towards the lower end of the scale. So for Lynch Mining, they better hope that the Roy is pretty high, or this bag's going to end up with a low number. And you know, It is their cheapest bag, so, you know, you can't expect a ton from it, you know. It's really the entry point bag, you know, before you go spend $80 on the, or 70, I think it's $72.50 for the reserve, black label. So, I don't know. I mean, you have to come to my website and look and see what all the final numbers are. But as you can see, I mean, I showed you, it's pretty much all middle pay dirt. It's all going to be in the, you know, under 20 to over 30. And when most of your pay dirt is over 30, it really left me wanting on this bag. So, well, I guess that's it for me for today, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's pay dirt. Neither one was really great so far. You know, yesterday's, the Roy wasn't very good, and the pay dirt was good, but the Roy wasn't. And this one I don't know about either, but so far the pay dirt really left me wanting. And one final thing about this pay dirt, it was bugging me. I didn't notice it in the over 10 or the under 10 over 20. But when I got down to the under 20 and the under 30, it had a weird aroma to it. I could not place it. I went and talked to my wife about it. I, you know, stuck it under her nose right before she was eating lunch. And we both confirmed it smells like chlorine. So I don't know why, but it really had, I mean, it wasn't really, really strong. Like I recently did one that had smelled like diesel, and it was really overpowering, and, you know, you couldn't, it was really made it hard to pan. It wasn't overpowering. It wasn't strong. It, you know, it just so happens when I pan, sometimes I get my face really close to the pan, so I could smell it. I mean, so it wasn't anything that was distracting or anything like that, but it did have that smell, which I thought was odd. You know, because at first I was like, well, is that diesel? Is that gas? Is it something else? Is it maybe soap? But it definitely had a chlorine smell to it, so I don't know why. So if you get your bag and it smells kind of like chlorine, we both got in the same boat. So, all right, well, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe and like my videos. You know, they help me make that little penny or two so I can buy my next bag. Appreciate it.